Why joint alliance or third front is a political mirage? Why joint opposition may win elections but fail to provide stable government? How many joint campaigns India has witnessed? All this and more on In Point with Kartikeya. Once again, opposition parties want to band together. On Wednesday, Congress organized a meeting of like-minded opposition parties in Rajya Sabha. It was attended by Rahul Gandhi and other parties like NCP and DMK. The prominent absentee was TMC Supremo Mamata Banerjee, who is conducting one-to-one meetings in Delhi. Prominent parties from Andhra Pradesh like TRS, TDP and YSRCP stayed away from the meeting. There are many reasons for it. Political parties are not ideologically aligned. DMK's ideology is very different from NCP, and NCP's ideology may be very, very different from RJD. Congress has lost weight in the entire country. It means that the Congress does not command MPs from many parts of this country. Congress has got one MP from Uttar Pradesh, which sends 80 MPs to Lok Sabha. Congress is not the second pole in politics. When I mean second pole, I mean what the political scenario was between 1998 and 2014. It meant that Bharatiya Janata Party also had 100 plus MPs in Lok Sabha. Now Congress doesn't even have that MPs, which means the Congress is not a party around which opposition is going to band together as of now. Many opposition parties are directly in fight with Congress in the states. It complicates the situation for Congress leadership. Many regional parties do not want to oppose Modi 3 years before the Lok Sabha polls. It is very simple. Many states are not financially viable in the sense that their budgetary deficits are there, and they don't want to annoy a powerful prime minister in case they want economic or financial help from the center. In the past, quick fix alliances has benefited BJP. The best example is the 2017 Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections. Now in this election, BJP swept the polls and the vote share of Samajwadi Party and Congress went down. Right now, all eyes are set on Uttar Pradesh, where Samajwadi Party is not interested in working out a grand alliance. Its aim is to create small alliances to counter BJP in the state. It means that BSP, SP and Congress will fight separately. It also means that the opposition cooperation boils down to coordinating issues in the parliament only. In this case, it is Pegasus. After Rafale, Rahul Gandhi has decided to throw his weight behind the Pegasus issue. On the other hand, few parties are floating the idea of a direct fight between BJP and joint opposition candidates in 350 seats. It means that every regional party will have to sacrifice a number of seats to contain BJP. As of now, the idea looks far-fetched because all the regional parties except Congress are limited to their states, and Congress may not want to make a sacrifice as big as this. Then on top of it, a joint candidate does not guarantee the transfer of vote to him because it can create a bigger counter consolidation. Multiple elections in India have demonstrated it. In past, joint candidates against a powerful prime minister has failed. The Lok Sabha election of 1971 is an example in case the entire opposition fielded joint candidates against Indira Gandhi, but Indira Gandhi swept away the polls. Since the alliance was inorganic and without a joint manifesto, the opposition failed to impress the electorate. The slogan given by opposition was, and especially the slogan came from George Fernandes, and the slogan was Indira Hatao. It was negative in connotation. Indira got back by saying that लोग कहते हैं कि इंदिरा हटाओ, पर मैं कहती हूँ कि गरीबी हटाओ. The net result of the 1971 poll was that both Swatantra Party and Jan Sangh were reduced as small national parties and could never recover their stature. Only twice the entire opposition has been able to defeat a strong prime minister. On both occasions, there existed a massive wave against the incumbent. In 1977, the entire opposition merged into Janata Party. It means that there was no Swatantra Party, there was no Jan Sangh. They all fought against Indira Gandhi on a common symbol. Congress was reeling from the after effects of emergency. People blamed the Congress party. Habeas corpus was suspended. People blamed the Congress for snatching away their democratic rights. Indira Gandhi was a hated figure. She was hated because people said that the Prime Minister's office has been moved to Prime Minister's residence, and there were a lot of things done by the friends and family of Indira Gandhi who people felt was unconstitutional. Congress lost the election to Janata Party. Congress lost heavily in North India, It retained its base in South India, but nonetheless, Janata Party had simple majority. In 1989, Bofors crisis drowned Rajiv Gandhi government. This story was broken in Sweden in 1987, but it became a rallying point for the entire opposition. VP Singh became the rallying point or the face of the entire opposition because he quit the cabinet of Rajiv Gandhi, came out, sowed the seed of doubt and said, yes, corruption happened. Congress lost the elections. Again, yes, it got 190 seats. But both the governments fell quickly. Both of them produced 2 prime ministers each and both left very mixed legacies. The governments were able to function for a short period of time. After that, personal ambition of the top leaders impeded the functioning of the government. Ideology came in 1977, 1980 it was Charan Singh versus Morarji Bhai, and in 1989 it was VP Singh versus Chandrasekhar and the politics of Mandal and Kamandal, and the glue of anti-Congressism failed. It was limited till the formation of the government. In 2021, the entire Indian opposition wants to unite against Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Many regional parties want to field a common candidate against BJP. Similarly, anti-BJPism. Anti-BJPism also failed in 96-98 as Congress brought down the United Front government. The net result of 1996-98 experiment was that the socialists disappeared from the national scene as they were reduced regional players in the Indian politics and people felt they cannot govern India. Today, the entire opposition wants to unite against Modi without a common minimum program. Anti-Modiism may bring them on the same platform but will not be enough to sustain and nourish a lasting government even if BJP is defeated. It is for this reason the Third Front is a political mirage. It is for this reason the joint opposition, in the absence of an ideological framework, will always have a limited life. If Congress wants to create a viable alliance, then it has to be with like-minded parties with common political and electoral goals. The relationship needs to be organic and mutually beneficial. If it fails to give a stable government, then Congress can also go the left and socialist way in the Indian politics. So this is all in On Point with Karthikeyan. For more news, keep on watching TV9 Digital.